Hey everyone, before we get to the charts, we're running our annual Black Friday deal. If you are not a member, if you click the link in the comments of this video and enter discount code at checkout BLK2022, you get a year's worth for 8 months cost. You get a free beanie. You get an indicator created by Lori, the TCG Trade Keeper. And we're doing a webinar tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern talking about what membership entails, how to utilize ChartGuys, new indicator, and things like that. If you are a current member and would like to sign up for the deal, it's a different link, and that will be in the comments of this video as well. Okay, so bears were out in a number of places. They were out in some growth-related names, the biotech sector, certainly the NASDAQ, big tech, crypto-related names, and Tesla, but they were unable to take over in the whole market, so to speak. So one thing I'm looking for that I've talked about many times is I'm looking for all of our major sectors to drop to lows at the same time to show money leaving the market. I want to see QQQ, XLF, and XLV all week. The key support level for me for everything is the low of Thursday. If the low of Thursday breaks, the bears start to take over in the short term. We have the NASDAQ today getting really close to that support level. We can see we're on the verge of breaking it. And again, if that breaks, we then have weekly consolidation underway and potentially a monthly lower high quickly being set. What I need to see is the NASDAQ break the low of Thursday and the S&P 500. Because if the S&P 500 doesn't break the low of Thursday, then we're going to hold daily EMA 12, we're going to hold the higher lows, and the bulls are going to keep their control. So if you look at QQQ on the daily, testing the low of Thursday, and we broke it by a few pennies, but the futures chart did not. And if you compare that to XLF and XLV, they're very different looking charts. So right now, the market has a bit of tug of war going on, and it is generally growth, semiconductors, and big tech on this side, and financial sector and healthcare on this side. And so I'm just watching to see, are the NASDAQ bulls going to defend support and join Team Bull, or is XLF and XLV going to weaken and join Team Bear? And I don't have a ton of confidence in one direction until I see the market doing the same thing in the same direction. Because again, this tug of war leads to a bit of uncertainty. And so today I was trading the NASDAQ bearish, just day trading, and grabbed a position on this bounce and then was scaling out some. And I shifted from being an aggressive bear and I took my foot off the gas and slowed down a little bit and exited some position because I was not seeing weakness in our other major sectors. And I know if we're going to see fear and if we're going to see big red days and bear follow through, we've got to see fear among all of our major sectors. So I'm still a bit unclear in the short term and I'm waiting for clarity. And we obviously have a shortened trading week. We've got the Fed minutes on Wednesday. We've got no trading on Thursday and we got a half day on Friday. So we're going to be watching for clarity tomorrow. It's obviously low volume as well because of the holiday. You look at SPY's daily volume today, and you can see it's the lowest daily volume in months. So not going to expect fireworks, but just looking for clarity and admitting to myself, I'm not sure what the short term is doing here, and I need more information to get that clarity. The dollar daily bounce is getting follow through. The broader market bulls are pleased with how they held up considering how strong the dollar was. We're now watching the dollar for a daily lower high, anything under 110.99. And it's just a question of once we top out, can the bulls confirm a daily uptrend or not? We have not seen a convincing uptrend in the past couple weeks. So that's going to be something to be keeping an eye on. Semiconductors, SMH, all about the low of Thursday. Why that matters is we set a daily high or low, we set a daily low or high, and if we break the low of Thursday, we confirm a daily downtrend into weekly consolidation. If we don't break the low of Thursday, the bulls keep strong. So I have a little bit of a bear lean, and my bear lean is on the NASDAQ, but I need some confidence from the S&P 500 as well. Tesla has been a very clear lead bear. Daily bear flag bounce. Look at what the broader market did these 4 days of bounce, and look at what Tesla did. It's a night and day difference. We bear flagged, and we closed at the low of the day today with complete bear control. We're very beat up on the hourly, but we're just going to be looking for an hourly lower high to be the result of the next bounce. There's not a ton of support in this zone. We're looking in the low 160s as the next level, but the bears have complete control, and you have to I assume it has to do with the fact that Musk is so focused on Twitter. I haven't seen him say anything about Tesla in weeks. So there's definitely a lead bear action. There's lead bear action on Tesla, crypto names, and the biotech sector. So let's look at all those right now. So Tesla's scouting an hourly lower high next bounce. Next time we change the hourly trend, we'll be scouting a daily lower high. We can bounce 10% and still be looking for that easily. The crypto-related names are falling apart. MARA is in free fall. It's a falling knife. The next support level is down at 520, and is the bearish overhang with the FTX situation and the uncertainty, and are some of these companies at risk of bankruptcy? Coin hit a new all-time low today. It's not as weak as MARA in free fall, but it is all-time lows. It has space for a daily lower high next bounce. MARA has space for an hourly lower high next bounce, and then a daily lower high next bounce. So just highlighting all the really weaker names where we're scouting lower highs next bounces, because there are a handful of them out there. And even in big tech, Amazon doesn't have a daily uptrend. We saw a nice big mini short squeeze bounce. Now we're trying for a higher low. I expect a higher low is going to come here, but if we don't confirm a daily uptrend, I don't have much hope in QQQ bull confidence. So we're looking for an Amazon higher low and a tightening range. We're looking for a Netflix daily higher low and tightening range, because you have a very wide range here with a big bull move and now a big bear move. And we know to scout equilibriums to be a result of those wide ranges when we see them. Apple's going to be key here. Does it confirm the daily downtrend by breaking the low of Thursday? Because if it does, that's then a weekly lower high and then a weekly tightening range. So it's all about the low of Thursday on a lot of names. Biotech sector is weaker. Daily bear flag trying to confirm. If we break 79.42, the daily bear flag does confirm, and we're then looking back down towards 77.11. And again, you look at the size of this pullback, not many sectors pulled back that hard last week, creating a lot of space for this daily lower high. So we've got the biotech sector, still mostly sideways. This is the least amount of volatility the biotech sector has seen in years. So I'm not actively trading it, but I am recognizing that it's a little bit weaker. Healthcare, again, hit the high. Granted, it's a higher high with no follow through, and it might be a rising wedge, which we need to be keeping an eye on, but it did hit the highest level in 6-7 months today. We would have to break the low of Thursday, which is not in play right now. That's a bit of a ways down, multiple percent. If the market's going to roll over, our stronger sectors have to join the bears. Financial sector is a potential daily bull flag. Again, has to break the low of Thursday to confirm a little daily downtrend if bulls are going to lose their momentum. So for XLF and XLV, low of Thursday, very key for me. IWM has been weaker overall. I haven't really had a ton of clarity on IWM over the last week plus. So just observing, we got the low of Thursday trying to hold. We would need to break the high of Friday for the bulls to score a little short-term win there. But not a whole lot of information overall. And just looking at growth names, ARKK lead bear, biotech sector lead bear, cannabis, CGC, and TLRY lead bears. So growth names are clearly seeing weakness in line with the NASDAQ. Again, it's tech, it's NASDAQ, it's semiconductors, it's growth all on one side, trading very similarly to each other more often than not. TLRY, we're going to be watching for a daily lower high to be the result of the next bounce. Gold and silver trying for daily higher lows, not shaping up yet, but we know that that's the most likely scenario, keeping an eye on the 4-hour downtrend to try and change into an uptrend for these daily higher lows. Silver, similar, scouting the daily higher low after the breakout, more of a lower wick here. And the miners broke the low of Thursday into a notable bounce. And this bounce on the miners is a much stronger bounce than what we're seeing on gold and silver. So multiple times in the last few days, we're seeing the miners showing relative strength against the metals. So miner bulls are going to be looking for an hourly higher low tomorrow, next time we consolidate, and watching for confidence from the metals to set daily higher lows. We can say the miner bulls are positioned well if the metal bulls set daily higher lows from here. Oil had a big bounce from the lows on news that Saudi Arabia is not adding supply to the market. So potential temporary bottom here and tons of space for the daily lower high, anything under 89.20. I'm on the January 2023 futures contract, but bulls are defending 74.96 support, held it by 30-some cents at this point. We would have to see a daily uptrend confirmed to have confidence in that double bottom. So the bulls have a lot of work still ahead of them. Natural gas grinding up. Bulls keeping short-term control, trying to get back to the bounce high, trying to negate the weekly bear flag. It looked a little bit sketchy there, but is this a bigger picture? Head and shoulders possibly on the table. But for now, the bulls are in control of the short term and just trying to test that bounce high. We will need to confirm a weekly uptrend eventually for confidence in a longer term bottom. But for now, it's all about the 676 bounce high. So that's where we stand overall, waiting for clarity tomorrow. Probably going to get it tomorrow. Again, it's either the NASDAQ is going to join Team Bull or XLF and XLV are going to join Team Bear. And that's going to significantly shift my short-term bias on what I'm looking for. But I'm also not going to be trading very actively this week, knowing it's a low volume holiday week. There are some individual names with nice opportunity, but as far as the broader market is concerned, people are going to be traveling and doing that stuff. Appreciate you watching. Do good things. Recycling content still. We'll see you soon. Hey everyone, I'm going to share my opinion on student loan forgiveness, which is a hot topic in politics these days, polarizing people. Some saying this is a good thing, people need help, this will be beneficial. Others saying I'm not paying for it, they should have known better, yada yada. I think there's a ton of common ground that we can reach on this topic, and there's going to be benefits that come from this. The common ground is these are predatory loans. They are extremely detrimental to young adults entering the workforce, and the thing that will come from all of this is awareness. The next generations entering college are going to be more aware of these predatory loans and maybe a little bit more picky in terms of choosing their path moving forward. I know personally that for me, I had a big boost up by not being in debt through going through college. And that was thanks to my dad paying for it. So I could say, you know, I'm a self-made whatever because I took the money that I saved up from high school and turned it into where I'm at today. But I had a big boost up by not having that debt. I literally had a moment sophomore year in college where I was saying to myself, I'm going to risk this $3,000 that I saved up through high school jobs in the stock market playing this game, and if I lose, I'll get a 9 to 5 like everybody else. So fortunately it went well and I didn't have to get that 9 to 5, but if I had student loan debt, that wouldn't have even been a question. I would not have even considered taking that route. So in my opinion, you're seeing a ripple effect where these crushing loans are also stifling entrepreneurship, and they're stifling the freedom that young adults have of choosing their path forward as opposed to being narrowed into a set path. You've got to get this job right out of college because you need to start paying back these loans. So awareness is the benefit that's going to come from this to the younger generations.